Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 563rd episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I guess I'm still the clone, Travis Snell. I didn't change that one, so I'm still the clone, Travis Snell.
I read that earlier, and I thought it was actually related to Flash somehow, which I guess it could be if there's two characters that look exactly alike.
That's like a multiverse guy, you know.
I'm trying to toss it to you, but anyways, I'm the fastest man alive, Kirkland Patzer, who has a name very much related to what we're talking about today, because I'm actually prepared, unlike Travis.
I am the I need a hero, Taylor Field.
Why? Why is that your name?
Ever since Espos talked about the Tetris theme song or soundtrack, I've just been listening to it. You got the Japanese and the Russian versions on there. It's incredible.
What's your preferred?
I think
Russian,
I prefer the Japanese.
Yeah.
Japanese is like really good with it.
I feel like I haven't listened to enough Japanese music, other than just like an anime soundtrack, but I don't know. I guess I count that because I've actually found their albums on Spotify, but actual Japanese music, I have few and far between on my Spotify list.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll be
don't
there
make
for
it
when
We
do
Need
our
a
Spotify
Hero.
rankings.
Our Spotify rankings?
Yeah, some Japanese music when we do our Spotify.
You mean it's wrapped? We don't do rankings. Wrapped is different.
Well, it's a rank.
We'll just rank each other's musical taste. It's like, no,
Oh,
this is terrible.
Dylan Steely Dan again? Last, how original.
Steely Dan again.
Yeah, 5 years in a row, pick something new, you know? No, yeah, Spotify rap. I'm telling you, I got Spider-Verse songs that are going to be probably on there. I got probably Mona Lisa and I Am Dreaming, man. Those are the two I keep playing back to back. And then Annihilate's the other one. Those are the three. There's some other ones that are good. I definitely am not listening to as much as the first one, but I just kind of have those three on repeat constantly. But the score I've listened to a lot. That fucking any mix-up of Miguel, and obviously you can go listen to Spider-Verse. We're probably talking about music now because we've had some chance to listen to it, but we did just review it. A big thank you to everyone that did listen to, because in 4 days you made our biggest episode of the year, dethroning Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. We appreciate you coming out and checking it, because there's lots of podcasts. Whether you enjoyed the whole thing, whether you only enjoyed 28 minutes of it, we tried our best, and we hope you enjoyed that episode. So, but yeah, those are the three. But the one I didn't shout out because I've listened to now, fucking the Spots tracks on the original score, man, that's some good stuff. So yeah,
I haven't listened to the score. Actually, I think at like the day after I threw on some like on shuffle tracks, but I haven't actually gone through start to finish. Mona Lisa has been the one that's just, it's like borderline. I've been listening to it too much. It's just like every single day I've had it like multiple times on. It's a phenomenal song. I love it. It just makes me think of that scene, and I'm just happy, and I'm like, I need to go see this movie again. But yeah.
That's why I am with I Am Dreaming. I'm like, I think I'm getting sick of this, and then I'll hit it, and I'm like, once I hear like that violin, I'm like, I'm in. You couldn't tell it. I was very surprised. Like, I listened to it, didn't sound like Metro produced it at all or anything like that. You know, jokes going over these guys' heads, because every fucking like there's like, I don't know, 22, 23 songs on there, and they're all produced. Yeah, and every 20 to 30 seconds, Metro.
Is that like the tag that he goes with?
All the songs, when you listen to the whole album, like any songs he's a part of, like I Am Dreaming, he drops like 2 bars and they say Metro, like he has to let you know. It's like fucking Jason Derulo. I hate it. It's just so cheesy. Like, and I'm sure Metro, because I haven't listened to much of his stuff, I'm sure he does that with all his music. If he doesn't, then he was just trying to take advantage of Spider-Verse. But it's just, especially I Am Dreaming, there's a couple songs where like, get out of here. So that's why I like Mona Lisa. I don't hear fucking just Metro randomly and stuff like that. So
it can be too much. You get it if it's like, producers will put their tag on there just to like get their name attached to it, which is totally fair. But I don't know. I think one every once, especially if it's a full album, like that's a little extreme. The one tag that I love to hear every single time is 2 Chainz for some reason. It's just 2 Chainz. It just gets me super jazzed.
I guess as a 2 Chainz, like I'm not a major fan of listener. I guess
me
I'm
neither.
fine with it, but like there's some comedic to it.
Yeah, I think that's it, because I've never really enjoyed his actual music. I've really enjoyed him more so on features, and like that's usually when he's dropping it, because he's just announcing that he's here. He's here to sing some songs.
Yeah, like I Am Dreaming, he does that. It reminds me of, you remember when Empire's State of Mind came out with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, and the first 30 seconds Alicia Keys, and it was like, well, what the fuck's this song? And then Jay-Z comes in with his very like middle of the road rap, and you're like, oh, okay, it's just a Jay-Z song, like that's it. And it was so bad that they had Alicia Keys record her own version and put out separately, because everyone was like, could we get more of like that version of the song? I've had this debate with Emily because she thinks I hate Jay-Z. I don't. I just think he's like a McDonald's brand rapper where he's very popular. And what I give him credit for, he's very smart business-wise, very savvy. He's a very smart guy. Yeah, of course. And he's multiple brands. Yeah, and he maybe cheat on Beyonce, so I don't know how smart he is. But music-wise, like he's very, I don't want to say white bread, but like I said to Emily, think of the greatest 10 R&B stars or rappers, Jay-Z's not in there. I'm saying quality, not sales. I'm saying quality.
What was the top? So. What did you say?
Top 10, I would say either R&B stars or rappers. I don't think he's top 20.
Oh, okay. I would disagree with you there. I think that's a very controversial.
Are you bumping Jay-Z all the time?
No,
or you listen to him in 5 years. You're like, I love that Call of Duty song, Got a 9-night prom, but
like especially like his early stuff, I feel like is so influential across like the entire hip hop genre. Just like a lot of people pulled from him for inspiration.
Didn't last long though.
It lasted very long. He's still making music.
No, I meant like I think that era of really good Jay-Z. I mean, I feel like he started hot and then it peaked with Kanye, him and Kanye, and then that was the mountaintop where Kanye got better and then he got worse and then he got better and then he got worse.
Yeah, I mean, I could do a whole episode debating that, but like, unfortunately, I'm not a big Jay-Z fan. Like my personal top 10 list, he probably wouldn't be on there.
That's what I mean. I wasn't saying of all time.
Okay, I was kind of half listening.
Because if it's all time, then I'd say, okay, that's like that comes down to money and stats. Like, okay, of course,
and
but
I'm saying, I think the influence is a big one.
But it's like the same way, Transformers coming out this week. I know Taylor's a big fan, but it's like just because all those Michael Bay movies made $1 billion, I'm not going to say that's like a top 10 franchise or something like that. Taylor, I know on the other hand. Yeah, Taylor, you a big Jay-Z fan? Name me 3 Jay-Z songs. Go.
Oh, fucking not happening.
You could do it. Just guess.
No.
Just guess.
You know how you're going to get the Call of Duty one?
I'll give you a hint. Bitch better have my money.
Bitch better have my money? I don't know.
That's not a Jay-Z song.
I know. I'm trying to throw them on.
There you go. Trivia question. Kirkland, who was the bitch?
Who was the bitch?
Who was the bitch?
Bitch better have my money?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was Mads Mikkelsen. Get the music video, and you pull it up in the Rihanna music video. He plays the bitch, and Rihanna's after him. It's fucking amazing. It's great. At one point,
I've never seen this music.
Oh yeah, at one point, pull it up. We'll watch it for a second. We're gonna get to Flash predictions. Don't worry, this is what we do on the regular episode. But she ties him to a chair and everything. He's the bitch. It's one of the best choices ever and stuff like that. But 3 Jay-Z, Taylor, there was one Jay-Z song around the time of 2015 on Call of Duty, or no, earlier. It was just like. Every preview had this song.
That's like the motto or the gimmick for every Call of Duty every year. These games come out yearly.
I'm
sorry, I don't know.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. But
the only one that I significantly remember is "I Am a God" from Kanye. That's all I remember.
But that's not Jay-Z.
I know.
That was Assassin's Creed trailer, right? Wasn't that the one?
Yeah, Michael Fassbender. It all started good, and then I am a god. I love that Taylor's like, I can name one rap song, and it's I am a god by Jay-Z. I don't even know, or Kanye, and I don't even know if that's what it's called, to be honest. But SPub says, bring back the classic Metro Boom and make it boom. I don't know what he's referring to. Do you, Kirkland?
It must be like the line. Like that's the tag that used to be Metro Boom and make a boom. I don't know.
Oh, Metro.
It's like my main genre, but I can't pull from that.
Well, it's the stuff in there, And we have it worse than other people. I was talking about this with them, and all the game says, who would have gifted it? People not liked or linked to Warner Brothers didn't think it was the one of the greatest comic movies ever made. Yeah, we're gonna get to some reviews in Flash, so just here in a second. But what was there? Oh, I was talking about like how, especially even for my kids and Taylor's upcoming kid. Already, I feel like, hey, there's an amount of time like I can catch up on like the 60s, the 70s, 80s, like the greatest movies and stuff like that. 90s, because I feel like I've seen a lot. But it's like, I can't even imagine 20, 30 years of my kids, like, if they like film, like, I want to catch up on all this, or music. I feel like already for us, it's like, we have a lot to catch up on, but we could if we wanted. Think about from like 30 years from now, all the stuff to catch up on. It's never gonna happen, like
it's impossible.
That ship sailed for me a fucking age ago. I've come to terms with missing a lot of things.
That's fair. Oh, you got out here?
I found
the account, aka the bitch. Yeah. She downloaded a chair. It was the most random thing because I don't think anyone in the world was expecting Mads Mikkelsen to be in a Rihanna video, but he was.
I would play it, but there's like some nipples in this music video. So
don't do that. Yeah. Rihanna's going to take our 26 cents away from us from YouTube.
Yeah, please,
male
Rihanna.
or female nipples?
Bit of both. I mean, you can kind of see Mads. Definitely female,
But hey, if you want to support us, because on YouTube we like that you watch, but it's terrible. Hit Mads with the reverse casino. Espo says hitting Mads with the reverse casino royale chair scene. Yeah, pretty much. But I would take it with Rihanna, But yeah, please support us on the audio feed specifically or Patreon. That's what really gets the bread and butter. As we've covered before, YouTube, we love hosting, we love interacting, or send super chats and stuff like that. But man, the monetization for them, not great. So that's why. Just subscribe to the podcast feed and listen to us there, and that's where we get more monetization. Or you can head over to Patreon and get episodes ad-free, early, and exclusive. This week, the first episode of the Indiana Jones retrospective drop. You can get episode 2 already, and then 3 will be happening soon, and then 4. So those will all be early for you guys. Soon there's going to be a bunch of originals and exclusive episodes. We missed out on last one. So this next originals episode is just going to be us 3, and we're going to talk about for an hour our experience of filming some movies and stuff. And we're going to give you some updates because we have some big updates with that. I don't want to spoil what they are. Don't get too excited, but that's why patrons, you get the first look at that and you'll get to know. So some good news, some news you have to wait for, but patience is a virtue. But it's going to be a fun conversation. You got that going on. And yes, head over there because if you can get us to 50, we're at 27. If you can get us to 50 patrons by the end of July 31st, we will do an additional 5 episodes. The MCU Secret Wars reboot, what would happen after, our top 15 video games, the Rise of Skywalker commentary track, Nintendo Cinematic Universe. We unlock the GV Bingo, which would be lots of fun. You can look at the Patreon, get all the details. So everything you need to know is down below. Where can they find us, Taylor?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us through the internet connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerse is our Twitter. GeekVerse is our Facebook.
Yeah, Superman Mike. Can you imagine a kid having to catch up at MCU in the 10 years? Yeah, it's going to be, unless they reboot, that's going to be a lot.
Like when I see that though, it's like as a kid, like if I had a full spring break, I could definitely see myself just sitting down and just wanting to like do a whole marathon. Because I used to do that with like short film franchises, like for an Indiana Jones trilogy, Harry Potter, Indiana Don't trilogy, or like Harry Potter's. Like I would just look forward to that. Like, oh, I got nothing to do. Like let's just watch all these movies back to back because kids have like nothing but time. So
that
if I was a kid, I would take that. I would take that challenge.
I remember on summer break, like this is what I used to do, like because every Dexter always came back in October. I would always, probably up until I had like a adult life, watch the whole show of Dexter every summer to get ready for the new season and stuff like that. From the beginning, I would like plow through like 4 to 5 seasons of Grey's Anatomy in a week or two, just because. And those are like 24-hour. But what I would do is like I'd have the laptop and then I'd be playing my games at the same time. So I'd be doing both. So
snacks too.
Yeah, unfortunately, too many at that point. But
what was your like go-to just gorge and snack?
Cheeto fingers.
Just Cheeto. Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. Like Toy Story 2 Cheeto fingers. That guy.
For snacks, it's always popcorn or the sweet chili Miss Vicky's. But as I said, I was always plowing back. I would like get home, make a thing of Ichabod. If I still had to make macaroni, then eat dinner, then popcorn. I was a filthy kid.
Is it?
It is Ichabod. No, it is. It is Ichabod.
That sounds like complete hogwash.
Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky you're editing tonight, or I was going to boot you, but I won't. Let's see. Yeah, we won't be talking about tonight, but All in Games is Captain America: Brave New World. I like the New World Order title better. I understand why they don't go with it because it's a little controversial, but like I don't like Brave New World. Just sounds kind of cheesy to me. It sounds like a lame ride at Disney World to me. So I liked New World Order better. Do you guys have any thoughts or don't care?
Is that a wrestling team? New World Order?
Yeah.
Okay.
NWO.
And I only know that because I was at Costco today, and a guy was wearing a shirt, and it was like PWO, same font. It was Punjabi World Order. Is that like an actual wrestling thing, or is that just
no?
Okay.
Punjabi Marvel.
Yeah, Kirkland went up to him. That's a knockoff. That's not real.
Just rip it off.
It's NWO. And then him and his friends beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he was a big guy. I didn't realize I was a little bit.
He wasn't sick on Friday. He just got beat to shit by the PWO. There's 12 of you?
I liked NWO, I think, more than Brave New World. It sounds like an Explorer title. Or like, I don't know.
It sounds like that
Aladdin.
Strange Worlds movie that just fucking bombed. Brave New World. Great.
Whole new world.
Taylor?
I mean, I like New World Order a little bit more. But of course, I'm always down for a little bit of a conspiracy, and that's just I think it fits with like the Hydra and everything like that, and them just kind of like coming back. So, and two, you were talking about the whole what was the name of the organization? We do this every time. I always think of it. I can't remember, but they like
Serpent Society. No.
The spiritual successor to Hydra, and they were supposed to kind of like take place in this part. I think like a comic.
There was rumors, yeah. Well, lots of the people are there is like I think the Serpent Society or Hydra. There is like characters from that apparently in this. So
okay.
They just keep changing everything. I like the title better. I'm just pissed that Anthony Mackie doesn't have that fucking suit and he just has like a Captain America knockoff. Like, I'm getting pissed by the minute here. Like little stuff like, oh, that suit was perfect. But Espo says last year he spent all year catch up a majority of many horror film franchises as I just had started watching horror movies. I butchered the fuck out of everything Espo just said there. For me, that was Smallville. So yeah, it depends. But there's 42 projects, soon to be 43 in a couple weeks. Secret Invasion, we'll be reviewing that obviously. Taylor, there may or may not be a Transformers review. That all depends on your wife's uterus, so we'll see about that.
What?
Me and Dylan will be breaking down the Summer Games Fest on Thursday, and then Indiana Jones retrospectives. We got this, and next week is Flash. What we're here to talk about today. So Taylor, I'll start with you because obviously I think you'll probably be seeing it on another time. We'll probably get your thoughts like an After 9 or the Golden Geeks and stuff like that.
Well, maybe not. You know, we got a certain drive-through.
Where are you?
And
Madison, where are you right now? Taylor, just watching.
This movie's amazing.
I'm here with the PWO. We're watching The Flash.
We got shirts.
Why did you scream Ezra Miller in the theater? I'd be so scared. She's phoned you on the phone. You're like, oh, I love it. Ezra Miller. I've watched GeekVerse. Oh, they're here.
No, I think there's a high chance I could be seeing it.
Allegedly,
like,
it's just a
day
joke.
of because dropping.
I don't believe this at all. I really don't believe that.
I already got the green light, so it's Gucci.
You're just saying, like, let's say she has I'm not saying all those ones, but I'm just saying, like, let's say she has a child on the 8th or 9th. You think she's going to want to be packed up in the Jeep, nonetheless, and be watching The Flash at the drive-in?
What day does it come out?
The 15th, 16th. The 15th, really. Yeah.
Well, that's plenty of time.
Okay. Anyways, what is your excitement levels for The Flash, Jay? Before we get into predictions. Ezra Miller wearing a PWO shirt shows up at the theater looking for Kirkland. He's like, yeah, I heard what you said about my boy.
I would get so nervous. Like I feel like I would like it'd be one thing to like just see a celebrity like walk into the theater, but like specifically Ezra Miller with the PWO shirt, I would be sweating.
There's two things you don't want to bump into in a dark alley after the movie. It's a bunch of big buff guys and Ezra Miller because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, especially like if they just had like super intent, like just scanning the crowd, like really like just monitoring for you. Oh.
Anyone know if the host of GeekVerse podcast is here? Hey, hopefully they're getting the help they need and, all the best to them and stuff. But Taylor, excitement for this movie before we get to the predictions.
I'm pretty excited. I mean, what's not to be excited for? I mean, we're going to get a whole plethora of different things in here. It's going to be an invigorating experience like the good old days of Marvel and
the good old
the
days.
Marketing team for this movie.
Yeah. And didn't you love Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Oh, I did, but I don't really know where I was going with that.
The good old days, 23 days ago.
You're
one of those MCU's dead folks, and it's like, what'd you give Black Panther? Well, like a 9 out of 10, but like it doesn't matter. The rest of Phase 4 has been awful.
Oh yeah, no, I think though that the Flash is going to be exactly what DC needs right now. It's exactly what they need.
Ezra just rips a theater chair out of the ground. You think it's exactly what DC needs to be? Well, this is kind of like the last move of the DCU, so I don't think that's like. I think this is like the closing of it. I don't think this is like.
You don't think it's gonna like shift some things around? If it does super good, someone's gonna look at James Gunn and be like, "Hey, you need to do something with this."
PWO shirt. It's your story. Someone looks at James Gunn and says, "Hey, you need to do something." James Gunn looks over his shoulder. It's Ezra
wearing the PWO shirt.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta get that shirt, but we could make it podcasters world order.
Ooh,
so we don't got appropriate. Yeah, we're gonna.
I was gonna say that's a lot
Taylor,
more appropriate.
Yeah,
just a couple of white dudes wearing Punjabi.
We should make that the Extra Life shirt this year, the PWO shirt. We should do that. Taylor, your question. Let's save the predictions, like if it can change the course of DC and stuff. We'll wait till that. So let's see. World's Biggest Geek says, "Hello guys. Do you think this movie will see a lot of DC references from the past DC movies 30 years all the way to the 80s when he's running through time?" We could get to this one before we go. I think absolutely. I think you're gonna get, because Aspos has a question similar to that, which we'll get to like a larger scale. But for little stuff, I think this will be not to the same extent that we just got with Spider-Verse, but I think there'll be a lot of Rick Dalton, like, oh, look at that moments. You know, like it'll be whether it's just like you could see the Flash running by and like Ace Chemicals that create the Joker would be in the background. You know, like stuff like that. I think is going to be, whether it's in this Keaton era we're going to, because they can change a bunch of stuff, because like already we're getting it's Batman 89, but there's a Superman, Supergirl in his world. So it's like, well, clearly things have changed since the last time we saw him. So you could see like bad guy villain bases. Maybe you see like a LexCorp and whatever it could be. So I think because that stuff you can easily just like CGI into a background and stuff. So I think you'll get lots of references. I do, for little stuff at least.
Yeah, I hope I'm able to catch on to a lot of them too. Because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not a super big DC guy, but I've seen what I feel I need to see, and I've seen them enough that hopefully I can like really catch on to those Easter eggs and references and all that good stuff.
Superbad Mike says, "I think the story will be Aquaman levels of quality, but added nostalgia." Works for me. I loved Aquaman. And on the way where I'm like, I think it's one of the best comic book films. No, I just have a good time with it and stuff like that. So I'd be happy with that. I'm usually happy with movies that, like, other than the odd ones, if a movie to me is like 7 out of 10 or higher, I'm usually happy with it. There is something like, if Endgame would have been a 7 out of 10, there would have been some issues there and stuff like that, right? But for most time, if it's 7 out of 10, I'm gravy. Kirkland, speaking of expectations, what are you excited for? Or what are you expecting? You know, we're literally just, a week and a couple of days from Michael Keaton back, Flash on the big screen for the first time, Supergirl, Zod's back.
Yeah, this movie has just been more than just a movie, I think, on the GV, because of just everything that's been going on behind the scenes for it, the delays and just the lead up to it, the controversy, all that stuff. So, like, my hype level for the movie hasn't really been too high, like, for actually seeing what the material is, but I think just, like, I'm excited to finally like check that box that I've seen The Flash, and it's been something that has actually come out and I've actually seen it. The things particularly about the movie that I'm looking forward to is definitely Michael Keaton. Even like Batflick, like seeing him again, that'll be great. And
probably last time too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I just want to cherish that moment for sure. And particularly Supergirl. I feel like I've never seen this actress in anything. And when I first saw... Yeah, okay, there you go. So
she before, I think she's only been on soap operas, because she's relatively new, so she's only been a soap actor star.
Yeah. So like going back to like when I saw those first like set images of her like in the costume, everything was like, man, I can't wait to see that on screen. And I really hope those moments deliver and just raise some goosebumps on my arm. And Michael Shannon back as General Zod, like I'm super pumped for him. I love Michael Shannon, and I really like the character, like his version of General Zod. Not like a super big General Zod fan, but just Michael Shannon is so near and dear to my heart that I can't wait to see him just redo that role in this version. And yeah, but other than that, I'm just kind of I'm like, I don't even have expectations really for this. I feel like if it is 7 out of 10, I'll be really happy with that, because I don't know. I just have no expectations. If it's horribly awful, I think it'll still be funny to just talk about and like, man, all this lead up and this is what we got. But I don't know. I don't think it'll be that, just with how much they've kind of pushed it back or really like brought like just the big things that are in this movie, I think would prevent it from being awful. I think if anything, it would just kind of fall in that neutral category. Which, I mean, I don't have a big like nostalgia factor for the character of the Flash. I feel like the Fastest Man Alive character has, I've enjoyed different versions of that, whether it's like Flash from like The Incredibles or Sonic. I get like just like I've seen that character archetype. Yeah, Quicksilver. I've seen that character archetype so many different areas, and DC's Flash wasn't my first version of that, so that's probably why when I did see him, it was just like, okay, I've seen this guy before, but I just don't know how he relates with certain characters. But yeah, long rant over. I'm excited to finally just see it.
Yeah, because it's been one that's been not even just because of the controversy, it just delayed many times. I think it originally was supposed to be out in 2018. Obviously not this version, right? But just like they've been through different directors and writers, producers, all that jazz and stuff. So yeah, I've always been kind of the same level of excitement. I've liked the trailers. I'm a big sucker for, I like multiverse and time travel stuff because we've talked about this many times, I like what if stories and playing with universes. And I love this idea of you got Batfleck and Keaton and Flash all representing these different eras. You have Supergirl that was, I would imagine, supposed to represent a new era. We'll see if she sticks around. I hope for her sake because I feel like that's a constant I've heard, that she's great in the movie and stuff like that. So, but my excitement is the movie's almost second, as bad as it sounds. It is just for Keaton, right? And because I've said this before, Keaton's not my favorite Batman. He's not even my second favorite Batman. I don't even know if he's my third. But the thing is, it's just kind of like different types of pizza where I love Michael Keaton as Batman, and that is the pure nostalgia. But for me, the difference of that is I'm just excited to see what he can do in the role so many years later. Like we had Toby and Andrew come back, and that was like, 10, 50, like something like that. But this is like 30 years, And this is a guy that multiple times said, oh, he wanted to do a third one, but it didn't work out and stuff. And I know it's not his movie, but that's what I'm definitely most excited for, to get him back. And just because, like I said, I cherish it because, like, who knows, this probably now is going to be the last time, unfortunately, because that Batgirl movie didn't happen, and it looks like they're going a different direction. So I'm just going to cherish that we happened to get it once, and I think that's very fun. I'm just excited to see the whole layout of what they do allude to, what they don't. I love the little nuggets we can get, but yeah, it's pretty much Keaton, and then we'll see, because I've been watching, what I've been doing is I've been rewatching the Keaton ones, and then I did Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League, and I got half an hour less of Justice League because obviously it's 4 hours, and I still don't, I'm not the biggest fan of Ezra's portrayal as Barry, or the writing, because it is sometimes just so over the top and comedic. So I don't know. I'm excited as far as I think I'm a good level of not like a No Way Home or Endgame or even Spider-Verse last week, where I think it has room to impress me. But really, I just want it to be a good enough movie that I could put it. I don't want it to be like, I'm happy I have Birds of Prey, because at one point I only had Suicide Squad, and it's like, fuck, like Margot Robbie's great as Harley Quinn, but if I have to watch her, I have to watch that movie. That's why I don't want this to be a bad movie I just don't enjoy, because it's like, oh, I have this keen performance, but it's locked away in this very messy meh movie. That's why I said, even if it's a 7 out of 10, that's fine for me. If it's a 7 out of 10 movie that has Michael Keaton back, which I really have no expectations he's not going to do great. This guy's been better since he's been in the past, so I'd say I'm pretty excited. I think opening day and night I'm going to be very, very excited, but I almost think it's been because they've done these screenings we've talked about so long. It's almost like the overexcited. It's like I'm almost not over it, but it reminded me of Death Stranding when they just drop like a trailer every 2 months. It's like, I just kind of want to get to the game now and let me be there. That's kind of the way I am with the movie, of like, I'm just ready to experience. I'm ready. I'm over Jaden Smith and Stephen King being like, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't really give a fuck anymore. I just want to get to it and stuff. So we will see. But yeah, let's take our first ad break, and then we'll start getting into some predictions. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So yes, as Family Clay was saying, announced in 2016, 2008, 7 years later. Yeah, it took a long time, but obviously lots of leadership and changes and trips to Hawaii and all that stuff and everything. But SBUB says, I've been trying to get to those screeners near me, but never got it. Oh, that sucks. And even then, SBUBs, it's not too bad, because I've seen so many people on my timeline that got the tickets to go to screeners, and then they don't get to see the actual showing and stuff like that because it's so busy and everything. So it's not like Canada.
Happen? You get this. Just because like you have the location, you go to it, but there's no more
it's
tickets.
A first come first serve. Yeah, because that even happened to Film Junkie Dave, where he went and he drove from LA like Pasadena, it was like an hour drive on the highway, and then they got there. And I know there was one theater that the theater like accepted 500 people, and there was like at least 1,000 people there, so they turned over halfway. And it's different though. When we've seen early screenings, they just sell like what's available, the seats, and then they stop. They don't do like a first come first serve. So, But yeah, only place we got some was Toronto, which is fine though, because apparently they were showing not the full version. They didn't show the version without end credits, and apparently there's some things held back. And they kept saying like the effects weren't done, but as all the games point out, some of the effects are again taking a bit of a kicking. They had so much time to work on this as well. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. There's some screenshots of Ezra's flash not looking the greatest, but I'll wait till I see the movie moving. I like pausing a image and zooming in on it. Yeah, it could look bad, and not everything can look as great as like an Avatar or I don't know, like a Spider-Verse. I know it's different, but I mean, like, I get it. They had lots of time, but at the end, if there's lots of effects and they change things, so be it, right?
That's just always been so weird to me. If like you're criticizing, like if it happened to be like a leaked image or a leaked scene of like a CGI image, just like. It could be so many different factors on that. It could be an unfinished product. It could be what's not actually going to be in the movie. It could just be like how terribly quality of like the capturing device was. Yeah. Like, just don't judge it till you actually see it yourself, and then you can tear it apart for the VFX. Yeah.
That's what lots of the critics that saw it last night though are saying about the effects.
Okay,
are a little,
well then there you go.
But no, you're right. You're right on the actual point. The screening in Miami was one where someone got arrested and kicked out for filming the movie. Were they wearing a PWO shirt?
Yeah, live streaming to GV.
Yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, as always, let's start with the
Miller at his PWO.
I was gonna say, can you imagine
this movie?
Ezra Miller recording his own movie or their own movie? My apologies.
Yeah, but let's start with, as usual, the patrons, because at any tier you can send in questions, comments, or predictions when we do newscasts and stuff like that. But let's start with U.S. Clay Agent, Patreon Clay. I'm sure you already have this, but if not, which I didn't. Fuck. Actually, as he says that, I didn't prepare any predictions whatsoever. But we've done this enough times.
Perfect.
We know what can happen. But he said, will the movie get a proper sequel? So Taylor, I want you to do what were your thoughts, because you're talking about this lead. So you think this could, if it pops off huge, let's say it's a, biggest superhero movie of the year, not the world. I guess it could be for a weekend or something. But like, you think what happens if it's a runaway success? You think they have to, do another Ezra Flash?
If the one-off Joker movie gets a sequel, I'm super confident this gets a sequel. It's broken
difference
free.
Though. That never had a continuity with it though, right? That never had like an existing universe.
Exactly, but it made so much money that they're like, hey, let's do it. Let's just go for it.
Not exactly. My point is that if you continue on with this, people will go, oh, that's just more of that DC, the Snyderverse, right? Of this continuity, where the Joker. No, but like you didn't have Ezra or Bat, like you didn't have characters from other universes, so they go, it's a one-off.
This can exist parallel to that now, because I feel like every DC film they do is technically just a parallel.
I do, but I don't think James Gunn does. I think he wants
he's
his.
Wrong.
Tweet at him.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You're wrong. You have no idea how to run DC.
You think your plans are good? You're lying. But no, you should tweet him with a PWO
Zack Snyder's a hero. No, I think though that money at the end of the day speaks. And while James Gunn definitely is calling the shots and leading the charge with this new trajectory, I do think that if this film makes a lot of money and is super well received, that you're going to see someone above James Gunn's head, because there's always someone above someone else. There's
only one person.
The Illuminati.
Exactly, but there's a boss
above everyone.
The PWO.
He's going to come down to
PWO, yeah.
He's going to go down to his house, knock on his door, and be like, hey, how's it going? Hey,
I don't think Zaslav's going to James Gunn's house. I think he's just going to give him a call.
He's driving. He's Ubering over to his house.
Yeah. James
unannounced.
Gunn's wife will open the door.
2 in the morning.
Hey, we're doing this.
He's going to be standing in the door frame, like that fucking photo.
Naked, holding the script for Flash 2.
I wrote this on my way over here.
Decked out all in Flash merch. No, Aspubs is right that aren't there rumors of a sequel being written? No, the sequel, the sequel is apparently already written. That was the news that came out this week, that the sequel's written. Keaton and Sasha would return, but everyone pointed out that this script was written pre-James Gunn. And I guess it's going to be interesting because it's funny to play. Oh, God. Hang on a second.
We're hanging.
Jeez. Sorry. I just have a bug in my throat or something. Anyway, so it's looking back retrospectively at BVS and Suicide Squad and stuff like that. Obviously, at that time, they were looked as like failures, right? Because it's like, well, they weren't hitting $1 billion and they're getting review bombed by critics and even not review bombed, but reviewed poorly and lots of fans. They're very divided and stuff like that. But like in BVS, I still agree that the fact it didn't hit $1 billion, that was an issue, but it still made $800 million, and Suicide Squad still made like $800 million. If you look at the movies that the DC has had since then, like I'd have to pull it up. I know there's a chart somewhere, but other than the Batman and the Joker, those movies are nowhere near what those are doing. So there is an argument that they did course correct too hard, and even if your movies were getting bombed, like badly reviewed, maybe you should just stuck with it. Or the other argument is, which I think is possible, is that because people didn't like BVS or Superman or Man of Steel, that's why they didn't tune in for some of these, right? That's the same way with Transformers. Like the tracking's really low. I don't think that's because of this movie. I think people were just done with the Bay ones. Because I know because we go on the Vodka stream. I know they live in a whole different reality. It's still real reality, but they have a different group of people, right? I had so many people that would tell me, "Oh, you want to go see Justice League?" No, why? I didn't really like those last ones, and that was all. Like my mom, who will see. I remember she texted me, "Oh, I want to see Joker." I'm like, "This is not the movie for you. That's not your time." And we still saw it, but Justice League, which is supposed to be their Avengers, I know most like Liam. There's so many people that were like, "Yeah, this just is not for me." So that's where it's like, what's the argument? Was it that they changed tones away from Snyder, or was it that they, people were just done with it? And that's where, to Taylor's point, if you get a film that is a massive hit and $1 billion, do you run away from that, right? Because even Joker 2, that so many people said, that shouldn't get a sequel. It's a one-off. It's getting a sequel because it's the biggest rated R movie of all time. So I'm very interested, but luckily for James Gunn, all these DC movies have not done well, like Black Adam and Shazam and stuff like that. So, and I don't think Blue Beetle's going to do that well either. So this could be the one issue. Taylor Field of GeekVerse Podcast.
On the note of Blue Beetle, that makes me kind of wonder, like, if Flash is great, and then they consider, maybe we do the sequel.
Oh, I've heard this theory before. If Flash is great, Blue Beetle will do good too.
No, the opposite actually. If Blue Beetle does very, very bad, do you think that squabbles any idea of them wanting to do a sequel to the Flash?
No, I think that's so separate that there's enough people that might see Blue Beetle and not even know it's a DC movie and then just think it's another superhero movie. It bombs and then they move along. I don't think Blue Beetle's going to bomb because it's a lower budget. I just don't know if it's going to do. Now, again, like I said, with Spider-Verse, I never thought it was going to be a bomb, but I did not think it'd be doing as well. Domestically, that thing made $200 million, and its whole run has already done that in the weekend. So I could be wrong on Blue Beetle, but I think Spider-Verse has a different appeal with the families. Maybe Blue Beetle will get that, but I think Blue Beetle's success or lack thereof won't affect the Flash. I think it's down to the Flash. And for me, I don't know. Obviously, we'll have this conversation again. If it's a $1 billion movie, then sure, we'll talk about. But for me, I'm going to just go no. I think they want to distance themselves from Ezra. I think with Keaton, if that was a plan, Batgirl would still be around. I know there was a tax write-off, but still. Maybe the only thing is I could see not a proper sequel, but maybe what I would love is, hey, this is a hit. We're not going to do anything with Ezra. We're doing our own Supergirl, but let's do Batman Beyond. Like, take Keaton, because I do think Keaton will be the main reason this is a success. So that's the only thing I could say. But as right now, I'll say no, you won't get a proper sequel. Where are you on this, Kirkland?
I think if it surprises everyone and just does an insane amount of money, that would actually, like, if James Gunn was entering this Flash, it's like, okay, we can release this and then we'll just be done with this, focus on the next thing, and like that's his plan. But if it just like surprises, makes a shit ton of money, that's where he's got to be like, okay, now we actually have to incorporate this in somehow, just for like money wise, because at the end of the day, it is a business, and like to Taylor's point, like money does speak. So if it is just I don't think it would be anywhere near $1 billion, but like if it just somehow just blew everyone's mind, 800 million plus, like I definitely think that would go that route.
And superhero movies aren't guaranteed successes anymore. So if it's a huge movie, it's like, do you want to give up on that?
No,
I wouldn't.
So I personally don't think so. I think too, just I don't know. I don't know. Something's telling me that this is gonna feel like a pretty good just conclusion to it, probably because of just the higher ups kind of plans for moving forward with their own timeline of things and their own slate that they want to be releasing, specifically James Gunn and team.
Let's see, and let's get to the. Oh, go ahead, Taylor. You gonna say something?
No, I was just soaking in my sweat. That's hot.
I'm fucking dying over
Talking
here.
about the Flash.
He's like sucking the sweat off his face. Just
Man, it's so crazy to me that like Wonder Woman was like one of my favorite DC movies of all time, like the first one, and then I've like completely forgotten about Wonder Woman 84.
Okay.
When I was reading this comment right now, I was like Birds of Prey flop, The Suicide Squad world. I literally read that as World War 84, and I'm like, what the fuck is this movie?
S-Pub's time traveling.
Yeah, I do not remember this at all, but there you go.
I've seen World War 84.
Oppenheimer.
Ezra's leading the PWO into battle. It's a no. See, I keep that comment up. Birds of Prey. That is a.
Birds of Prey.
Yeah. That's the porno version. Technically, so here's the thing. If you look at it, it's not a flop. Well, someone pulled the box. I thought it was not a flop. Pulled the box office and budget, like Wikipedia. I think it made like a profit or broke even. I won't count Suicide Squad or Wonder Woman 84 S-Buzz because it was COVID time. And Wonder Woman 84 literally released that Christmas when it was like, you can't see your fucking family, you stay inside. So like, I think that one, for me, it's tough to say that. And Squad, same thing. I give it with that being HBO Max and stuff like that. I don't count them, but Birds of Prey, Birds of Prey, Black Adam, and Shazam are definitely, those are flops. What was the Birds of Prey budget versus the box office?
The budget says 82 to 100 million, and then the box office 205.
Oof.
USD.
I'm gonna say it just broke even there.
I don't think that's a bomb though. Like,
but if marketing's double, and like if it was double, right?
Broke even.
That's like
Didn't pay the actors.
But that's not a bomb.
I'm sure
mind.
by now.
Like, it breaks even.
No, it's not a bomb. It's underwhelming though, right? It's in the way where you release it and you go, we're not going to do another one of these, which they didn't. There was plans for another Birds of Prey follow-up that didn't happen. So, and that did underwhelm. Yes, sure, the back half had COVID, but I remember opening week and we talked about that it was just like, it was very underwhelming and stuff like that. So, Suicide Squad cost too much, 185 million. Well, Zaslav didn't think so because he made him the chief and stuff. But yeah, Shazam 2 is a bomb. So that's where it's tough. So we'll go in this Clay. We're gonna get back to the patrons one, but because we're talking about now box office wise, what do you think? Because I'm gonna start with you, Kirkland. You said you don't see this making 800 million. So what do you see it making? Because obviously you got Keaton. You know, it's a big release. It's a DC film. It feels like an event film, but still the week after, you know, there's like Indiana Jones coming out and everything, but that's not getting the greatest press either right now. So
I was going to come in here and be pretty just like savage and negative and say that it's going to make under 500.
Whoa!
But I'm going to be not like that. I'm going to say over 500. I'm going to go under 600 though. So 575. That's my prediction. I don't know. Like I get it. There is the buzz out there, and the people that are not in my social circles other than the podcast like aren't talking about it at all. So honestly, like, it's just, I feel like this is something that could have not necessarily swept under the rug, but swept under the radar for me, of just been like, oh yeah, the Flash is coming out, just because not a lot of people are buzzing and talking about it, about like, oh, I cannot wait to see the Flash, I got my tickets. That just hasn't really been happening, but obviously there is those categories of people. So yeah, I have not looked at the tracking or anything, so that's just a wild guess out of the blue and just a crystal ball prediction. I'm gonna go 575.
Taylor, where are you?
This is so tricky. You have Aquaman that made $1 billion, and you have Black Adam that made under 400 million.
Oh, DC's all over the fucking map.
Where do you find that middle ground, right?
And then you have Joker and Batman that did very well, but
Joker and Batman, yeah. So I think I could see this making around, I'm gonna say 750. I think that's a safe number around there. I kind of wanted to say like 650-ish, but then I think maybe that's a little too low. You know, maybe I'll say 700. I'll say 700,000.
700,000. I'll take Kirkland. Even our theater, it's starting to fill up a little, Kirkland, but not like too much yet. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be because also that hype rose, but everyone makes the comparison. Now the reviews are not what I don't think they wanted, because they've screened this movie early. They let the release out a lot earlier, and I can't remember what it's at, but it's not. It's still fresh. I think I'll pull it up after, but it's like in like the 70s or something.
For the Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah. So it doesn't.
Is what I'm
okay.
at.
Which was my prediction, Chris. I told you in 72 flat. There's no more reviews. It's just 72. That's it. Not going to count. But anyways, no, I like, because the comparison was, could this be this year's Top Gun, right? Of 80s nostalgia, summer movie, can it have legs, word of mouth? Word of mouth, clearly, I don't think it's going to be as strong, but it doesn't matter because if you look at Mario, that was a movie that got Rotten Tomatoes. That's whole different, right? Because family, stuff like that. But the tomato meter always doesn't say it, and it's going to come down to the cinema score. I'll take Kirkland's bet. I think at least, well, I'll play it safe because if Taylor took around the 700 range, I'll do 750, but I think it could be near cracking 800. I thought $1 billion was a chance. It just depends how well it plays, but I think it will 750 or higher, Taylor.
So you just said people are saying this could be the new Top Gun for the
Well, that was the idea because Keaton, Top Gun and Batman '89, similar eras and stuff like that. Keaton coming back with Cruise coming back.
I guess so. So in that sense, because I see the connection. I was just thinking, man, this is not touching Top Gun numbers.
No, I don't think so. But
Danger
you don't.
Zone plays right at the start of the movie.
But for a second, no, stop. Keaton. Yeah, I love this movie. But no, I go back to there's nobody that was saying Top Gun was going to be that level though, right? And I'm not saying that's going to be The Flash, but no one was going to say it before Avatar that Top Gun was going to be the biggest movie of the year and be around for the whole summer, make $1 billion plus. No one had that on their fucking bingo card. So it's the same way Flash could fucking blow up with the older audiences. Keaton, I think, brings people in, and then it just comes down to how much fun do people have. I know, again, it was in the height of the Infinity War Endgame saga, but we still live in a world where Captain Marvel made $1 billion, right? It's different. There's COVID. It's streaming. Movies come a lot faster and everything like that. But I don't think billions out of the possibility. I wouldn't, if you had a gun in my head, I would say no, but it wouldn't surprise me. But that's why I'm going to go 700 and 800. And what Esbub said, Transformers, that's not going to be competition now. That's tracking bad. Indie, I'm very interested to see how that's tracking with their views being not so great. And if this generation doesn't care about Indiana Jones, I think there's one other bigger movie coming out in June. I don't even know, but it's something like that. But, so.
Yeah, what was I going to go with? The ratings, because S. Bubs was asking for the Metacritic score on the game. Clutched up. He said 60 out of 100, flat 60%, which is hilarious, just the range that I'm seeing right now. Rotten Tomatoes, 72 flat, as Travis Snell boldly predicted. Apparently Empire Online, don't even know what that is, but 4 out of 5. So that's pretty good. And then we got IMDb with the flat 10 out of 10. It's a perfect movie. It's probably one review or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you say IGN? Because they slapped a 7.
IMDb. I didn't look at IGN.
No one except Tia.
I banned myself from going on that website.
And the thing is, too, with Rotten Tomatoes, it's a little tough because we've had this conversation before, and people can go back and I've been a proponent of, they should no longer be The Flash. They're not worse than the press and problems, everything like that. I do not agree with you because some people pulled up on Rotten Tomatoes. You can pull a quote, you can choose your quote or something like that. There's 2 reviews that their quote is about Ezra, not about the movie. It's about this movie doesn't make you look past the terrible person that the star is, and yet I understand that, and we've had that conversation.
Who's allowed to put that review though?
That's my point. Yeah,
it's so ridiculous. You're not judging the film, so why are you even posting that review? That's so weird.
I agree, and that's why right now on Rotten Tomatoes, I think there's only 54 or 59 reviews. So there's at least 2 or 3 of those that are fuck Ezra Miller. And I'm all down. If you want to say fuck Ezra Miller, that's fine, especially if the guy's guilty, or sorry, if they're guilty. But the thing is, to me, it's just, that's not what you should bring in for the movie. I'm not saying you should be this movie is so good, I look past all their potential crimes. And even then, there's been a couple that, they looked into that wasn't the way the story was. They are getting treatment, all this stuff. So to me, you should check that at the door. Talk about that after. But for those, that's where it's a little skewed to, or some of these negative reviews. It'd probably be more around the 75, maybe 80 if it wasn't for some of these people that I think clearly they're just giving a negative review because I don't like this person, which, fair enough, but I don't think Rotten Tomatoes should be allowing that, but whatever.
I'm curious if there's one performance or movie that just actually has people it's something crazy happens and people are just this performance is so good, I'm looking past this person. It's just hate crimes, or something so extreme.
Not in movies,
I'm not
but
saying in the case of Ezra, but just overall, just this funny case scenario, which I guess isn't so funny, but.
It's not movies, but I would say that fucking Chris Brown is the living embodiment of that. That
That's
guy
a
beat
good
the
point.
fucking shit out of Rihanna, and he still continues to be a terrible person. Everyone's like, yeah, but I like that Chris Brown music. Well, fuck.
See those
dances?
dances?
I don't listen to it. Yeah, you see his moves? Yeah, I don't listen to his music anymore because that's one for me. I was like, that's too much. So
no, I agree. There was a couple songs that I actually enjoyed, but then like, it was just I'm like, I actually can't listen to this anymore because of that reason. And then I'm like seeing people like support it.
Yeah,
or like support him, and it's just like.
Listen to it in quiet, at least.
Yeah, like to each their own, but don't be posting about it. But
this is a joke, and you can agree with it or disagree it if you not. It's whatever. But this was on Chris Rock's last special, which I thought was good. Like, it wasn't amazing, but I thought it was good. And he did this joke about R. Kelly versus Michael Jackson. He talked about like the differences of like R. Kelly's music not being on the radio, Michael Jackson's, and it's like, well, you can tell when someone really likes your music because Michael Jackson's music is still on the radio. R. Kelly's is not. And that is the thing, because I am that Michael Jackson that I think there was some stuff. Yeah, you know what? I agree, S-Bubs. The movie that did this, S-Bubs says, I feel like people just look past Tom Cruise Scientology because of his movies. The movie that did that was Tropic Thunder. All in that era, it was he's a Scientologist. There's all these reports of how bad he's. Look at him in the Brooke Shields stuff. Go look back at that. He was a piece of shit for all the stuff he said in public about her. But he did Tropic Thunder, and everyone's like, fuck, I love him as Les Grossman. He's so funny, and you look right past it. For me, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, at least, because like I do not think Tom Cruise is the Chris Brown level of like Chris Brown mutilated a girl's face, and it kind of goes off of, oh yeah, it just was just a dark area. It's like, all right, cool. We should move along before we get into Chris Brown and Flash stuff.
Yeah.
Opening weekend, what do we think it's going to be? We just said Spider-Verse to 120, Transformers predicted like a 30-40. We had Guardians do, I think that was like 125 or something like that. Mario's the biggest still at 134. I don't think it's going to be that. Right now I'm in the 115, 120 camp. It's weird. At first it was projected from anywhere from 120 to 140, and then it was 70 to 90. I think no matter what, this movie for sure is not going to be under 100 million. I think that would be bad for it. Of course, you could have legs like Top Gun and go, but I don't see it under 100 million for The Flash with Michael Keaton. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Just to be easy, I'll just say flat 100 to be a little
flat
bit
100
lower than you. Yeah.
We didn't make a cent over. It's 100 million on the dot, printed on the press.
I'm gonna go 100 and I'll go 115. I think 115 is good.
115. Join our Discord to see why I'm laughing. So you're 115. So you're just taking my number.
Were you 115 too?
I was 115, 120.
Copy
So I'll go
my homework,
120.
but make it look different.
120. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. Back to the Patreon predictions here. As I put in the wrong password on my phone.
Password.
Oh yeah, on a roll. Let's take another ad break. Let's take our second ad break. We'll be right back.
So
okay.
I was just gonna say
back.
you actually have to manually input your password. You don't just have like a cool Face ID or a thumb.
I do. I don't like that.
You don't like the
What do you
Face
mean?
ID?
No, like turned it off.
Yeah, I turn it off. Someone kidnap me.
Does that matter?
Face, it's over.
Does that matter
What?
though? You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're like you've said so many things online, just on podcasting that like
What,
I
you
feel
make
like
it sound like I got James
someone
Gunn
could
tweets back
recreate
there?
like your entire like. I feel like we posted or I shared an article about that, how AI can just like take your voice if you have recordings online.
But this is
just,
different.
Like,
this is all makeup. Once I take it off, I look like Carly Beth from Goosebumps. So.
I've never
Are you
actually
hiding
seen Travis
anything
Snell's face.
Are you hiding something on your phone? Like, no, probably don't have your credit card or anything on there, so it's probably fine.
No,
It's
I'm not hiding
wallpaper.
anything,
It's just his SIN card number.
I'll turn the password off in a second. I work from home. I go nowhere. No one's steal my phone. But speaking of box office, Summer Ann said, what are your final predictions on the second week box office drop? Obviously, that's been a big story this year, right? Because, Ant-Man comes out, biggest opening this year. It's like, oh, Marvel has another hit. Second weekend, it's like 70% drop and just kills it. Me and Hansi were talking about this on a Trash Totally, so I think that's why she might be bringing it up. I said that I don't think it will be a 60 drop. 60 is like oh shit, that's really bad. I do think my thought is, even if it's not like the best film of all time, I think you'll get the word of mouth maybe that it's a fun time. And especially I think a lot of those people that would see Michael Keaton as the Batman, like my in-laws, I don't think they're going opening weekend. I know they want to see it because the second they found out he was in it, they're like, oh, I want to see that. But I don't think they're going to be out there at like fucking like Thursday midnight, like watching with the rest of us. So that's why I think the second weekend drop might not be as bad, because some of the older crowd might wait and then go. So I'm thinking it's still going to be I think it's still going to be like just under 60 though, like a 55 to 58. That's where I am. Do any of you think there could be like a big drop? Do we get in that Quantumania 70 drop or something like that?
No, I don't think it's going to be anything so severe as that. I don't know. I think the drop will be relatively healthy in the fact that it's not like a super big drop. I think as the weeks go on, it'll just be like a normal drop off of
not a Joe Over drop or whatever.
Yeah, it's not Joe Over for the Flash. And I don't know, like I put out some like relatively low predictions for the numbers, and I think that kind of fits with how I'm feeling on just like the overall drop. Like it'll come out, it won't be super massive, and then it'll just like kind of just linger and be a relatively successful, definitely make it budget back and everything, and plus a little bit of change to spread around.
What about you, Taylor? Second week, what's that drop looking like?
I think that second week we're probably gonna drop to about I think it'll probably go 65, 75.
Oh
my golly.
You said mil or percent? No. We're talking about, we're talking percent here, but that's okay. That's not a bad drop then for yours. That's
No, I think it's going to take like a 35% drop. Around there.
No, 30. It was a 35.
I'm not
Ezra Miller's running DC.
It's a minus 25% drop. It just keeps rising as the weeks go on.
Yeah. The next week it's 100% plus. It's like, whoa, you made 240 million on the second week. Only says it won't have good legs. Yeah, I guess I gotta wait till I see it, because I still have seen bad movies, or not bad movies, like movies that were fine, but I go, oh, people are gonna love this. Like I said, look at Transformers, for example. Look at some of the Fast and Furious movies. It just who knows. Let's see. I wonder if there'll be another appearance beside Michael Keaton in the movie, much like Christian Bale. Maybe an open multiverse to Robert Pattinson's universe or other DC characters. I hope not that one, but let's get into that one. I have another one for Hansi. That's similar to S-Bub's question he dropped on Patreon. What are some specific previous DC live action character / actors you think will appear or even have a tiny cameo? Go ahead, Kirkland.
I was just gonna say I would. Again, my expectations and hype aren't super sky high for this movie, but I would probably have like an Endgame reaction if I just had like Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy or something.
That'd be
That's
crazy.
the one.
That's
yeah,
just
like I think that would be insane, because it is tied to that universe, and just to see her like in that role again would be amazing, because that's just one of my favorite.
I think you get a Schwarzenegger before you get her, though.
Oh,
you think so? At his age?
So.
That guy's old man now.
He can't wear that armor.
You see that Netflix show? I mean, I haven't. But he's doing
it's not good. I have seen that one. Really? I love Arnold. I'm gonna power my way fucking through it because I love Arnold. But man, it is not good. Every day that man is like sending out 500 retweets with, "I loved your show. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, baby." But like, it is not good. Fubar is not good.
Good to know. I will not put it on.
I don't know the answer to that one, because Arnold as Mr. Freeze probably just CGI the suit around him nowadays. Yeah, I guess I would maybe lean Arnold just because I saw Fubar. Maybe he'll do whatever, but because I don't know. Like, I'd love to see them go pitch Uma Thurman to be back as Poison Ivy, like that conversation. Like, oh, full time? No, you're just gonna be like in the corner of Barry Allen's eye. Like, oh, okay.
Rubber lips.
Yeah.
S.O.S. says I think Clooney will be there before them. I don't know how much I want to talk about that, because I don't know what's out there and what's not out there. I don't know what scoops are. Obviously, that was a scoop running around in July in like March or something, that Clooney was in this, and if it is true, which I think it is, because I think enough people I trust like that have a good enough record were saying it, that to me is even more shocking than Uma Thurman and Arnold, because this is a guy that he did Batman, and ever since then he has talked shit about. Now he's done it in a great way, but he's many times said like he was the guy that killed the Batman franchise before Nolan brought back like, oh yeah, no, just on interviews like, yeah, me and Arnold, we killed Batman, like, and they kind of did. So I am gonna be shocked if he's as Bruce Wayne, not so much. If they have fucking George Clooney in a Batman outfit again, I'll be fucking shocked. And kudos to them, and kudos to George for getting that big fat FUBAR paycheck, because like this is a man that's talked so much shit about that movie, rightly so. So if he's back, that's where it is. Like anything's possible. And I think it would just be a cameo. I don't believe those rumors that he's going to be the fucking DCU Batman with Damian Wayne coming with James Gunn's movies. But kudos to them if they pulled it off. That's one that I don't even care if someone shows me a leaked image which could come out. I have to believe that to see that, you know?
Yeah. Like they have like a super fat check, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
we'll give this to you, but you got to be in the suit with the nipples again. Got to be wearing those.
You have to nipples. I don't want him to be in some cool suit. But that's why my theory would he might just be like Bruce Wayne, because how easy is like that?
Easy,
hey, George, can you throw in a shoot and go over here? Because like the same thing is, someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. With Batflick, have we actually seen any of his face? Now I know we saw that one image, but that's the one image that he looked like a rubber mat, right? Like there's been times where I think it could just like. When they were filming Flash, I don't know if we saw the stunt though, but and I could be wrong, but if Affleck's not actually in the suit, because we know Affleck's in a business suit as Bruce Wayne, that's easy to get George to do. And that's still impressive, but not really. Hey, George is always in suits. Hey, when you're done from this movie premiere, can you walk down here in the lot for 5 minutes and shoot something? Here's a check for 50 grand. Thanks, George.
Share the set with an Nespresso ad that
he's doing both. They're just like willing in DC props and stuff. Like maybe, okay, there's one I think would never happen. Maybe Tommy Lee Jones can make one appearance.
I love that.
Jim Carrey as the Riddler, I would buy. Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, no fucking way. He's just this old grumpy man nowadays and stuff like that. But yeah. I hope that's not it. CGI like Clooney face in the real suit. Oh, I don't want that. Oh.
Do you think there's ever a situation where The Rock has fandangled his way into a post-credit scene?
Post-credit? No.
No.
Grant Gustin has to be in there somewhere. I hope. My worry is it's just going to be minor spoilers, kind of like Spider-Verse, where they'll just use like footage from the show. I think it's super fucking lame that, especially like All in the Game said, lots of critics have called this a cameo fest, and that comes down to what you like and don't like. I can't say it's a big fan service. He feels bad till I see it. There is like people have said that already about Spider-Verse, right? And I disagree with that, but for Grant, it sucks that if Ezra got to be on the show and Grant didn't get to be in the movie. And I think the director's been like, oh, there was only so much room for so many cameos. It's like, if you got fucking George Clooney as Batman in this movie, you could have made room for Grant Gustin to fucking just run by him in the Speed Force or something, you know? So, yeah.
Who's Grant Gustin? For the people that don't know.
He plays the Flash in the TV show.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about Alicia Silverstone? As
Batgirl?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, I think what will happen, I don't know what I sound like. I think that you would get one cameo from a universe. I don't like it'd be like, here's something from the Christopher Reeve Superman. Here's some from Clooney's Batman. So, which doesn't even make sense because it's weird because technically Clooney's Batman is still supposed to be Keaton's Batman. I don't look at that in my mind, but it's supposed to be Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney are the same guy. So it is kind of weird, but I think you get one from one universe, and I don't think you get Robert Pattinson like anything there. I really don't. I don't think it's time for that yet, and I don't really want that. It's the same way as like I've heard so many people talk about with Beyond the Spider-Verse, like, oh, that's what it means. They're going to be more live action. Just because we got some live action elements in Cross, I do not want that in Beyond to be like a main thing. So yeah, I don't really have too many specific ones because like I have Keaton. Like that's what I'm there for. Anything else is kind of a cherry on top.
Guy.
I'm not the hockey pads guy who gets killed.
What's the difference between me and you? He's like dropping the same line.
I'd ask you this guy's question. What would you feel if they did a Luke Skywalker-esque cameo with Heath Ledger's Joker?
I wouldn't like it.
I wouldn't like that either.
No.
Why wouldn't you like it? Because I wouldn't be opposed.
Because he wasn't around to give that permission.
let him rest.
I've always said there's something that I like about Joker's performance like that. It's just now he's passed away. It's just like by itself. I'm glad that they never recast it or anything
do Scarecrow
like that.
over that if you want to pull.
Oh yeah, Oppenheimer.
Yeah, you got Cillian Murphy,
Tom Hardy. Get Hardy back in there.
Do you think they'd respect that though? Because like, unless you sign like
no, it's a corporation.
You can't touch my like me as a person because I'm dead now. I mean, I think that's a thing now.
It is, but I do. They have to go through his family. I'm pretty sure with those approvals, and I don't think the Ledger family
would make a buck, right? I mean,
no, their family's pretty private. Like Michelle Williams with their daughter, they've been pretty low key and stuff like that. So I don't think so. I wouldn't want that. I think there will be other situations in this movie where we may get some other actors that have passed. That's why I asked that question. It's not Heath. From what I gather, there is maybe something where it's like, oh, this actor might have passed away and might still be in the movie and stuff like that. So that's what I worry. It's like, my worry is...
You're thinking like Alfred? Is that your...
Oh, that too, actually. I didn't even think about that, but that could be easily. They could Grand Moff Tarkin him.
Does he have any family that would be like, no, you can't do that?
All his family's dead. No, I'm joking. World's Biggest Geek. Hopefully, maybe we'll see an image Jack Nicholson's Joker somewhere on the wall. Cesar Ramirez Joker as well. Then later throw in a background actress for Jack, I'd like. Jack, I know he's not going to be in the actual movie, but he's still alive. We'll get in that because Hansi has another question about some Batman references, so I'll save that. But there's no one. Okay, I lied. The biggest one I want is Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I don't think it's happening, but that's what I would want. Whether it's an image or something, that's what I would want. That's the big one. But again, that's Keaton-centric, so.
What about Vicky Vale?
Yeah, Vicky, that would be tons of fun. I would cheer big time if Kim Basinger were back. I'd be disappointed because it's not Pfeiffer, but it'd be great if you get them both, but it'd be great if she was still like a reporter somewhere in Gotham. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I listed Ivy, and I think the villains are really fun to incorporate, but like, just something tells me like the cameos wouldn't be mostly filling the back of Joker. Just dropping chili on the court side.
BWO shirt.
Jack Nicholson would rock the fuck out of a PWO shirt.
What was I going? Oh yeah, like the cameos. Something's just telling me that there'll be more hero-sided cameos as opposed to villains, because we already have our threats that we're dealing with. So like, why? Like, this isn't like a No Way Home type of situation where you're pulling villains from like different universes. At least that's my understanding of it. I could be entirely wrong there.
Is there a hero in your mind then that would appear, like from DC past?
Well, like we were listing already, like Clooney, which I do like that, specifically just as, I mean, I would like the Batman version, but I think realistically it would be more of the just the Bruce Wayne avenue. I think the Robin dude from the Clooney universe could be fun too.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, because it's just like a recognizable face. Like people that aren't super big DC heads would probably still recognize, especially because like I think he's got a good like Robin look too. So I think that would be really fun.
What about Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Reynolds.
Who was he?
Green Lantern, remember?
Oh god, yeah, completely.
I'm talking about all DC. That was the question, all DC, because they're going to the multiverse, right? So what about Reynolds? I don't think that's. I don't think it's happening, but I don't think it's impossible.
It's like, I know it's a cross between MCU and DC or Marvel and DC, but I feel like that fits more in the Deadpool avenue, just of him like making fun of that. But I guess he already did actually in Deadpool 2.
He did, yeah.
He shot himself before he signed
Steel get Shaq in there. I'd
Holy
be down.
shit!
Yeah.
I don't think that is going to happen at all, but I
think
like
you could
0%
see
chance.
I won't say 0. I think you could see Steel, but not Shaq as Steel. Like, I think you get a lot of Spider-Verse things where you could see characters and variants, but they're played by random actor, like that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And you could be like, oh, that's Shaq Steel, but it's not actually him,
Right. For like Green Lantern, I as opposed to Ryan, I could actually see like one of the other characters. I'm really bad at the names, but like Sinestro's the bad guy, right?
Oh, Sinestro,
he's a good guy who turned bad.
He's like the
bad
red
guy.
He's red skinned or whatever he is.
He's purple.
Okay.
Purple pink.
I very limited my Green Lantern.
You got it,
knowledge,
though,
but like something like that could be fun because it's just you can easily identify that it is Green Lantern-esque, but you're not paying to have Ryan Reynolds in your movie. I suppose, yeah, Halle Berry. I think that's another 0% chance. I think she wants to forget that ever happened, but who knows? I could be wrong. She was in Moonfall, so she's probably not too busy.
You want Hector to come back?
No, I don't.
I would if Michael Keaton could kick the shit out of him.
That's his appearance too. Like he's just like Ezra it lands in whatever city that they're at. And he just sees him, the floating head, zooms right at him, wearing a PWO shirt.
Characters from Snyder's Watchmen. Oof. The Watchmen thing is I've always interested if they tackle it or not, but I'll say no. I don't think so.
Yeah. No. Is there ever like a timeline where like they're in the same universe? Like
there is now in the comics they started that, but it's very mixed because lots of comic purists are like, don't fucking touch the Watchmen because they weren't, So, and even the stories apparently, like I actually never finished Doomsday Clock. Like apparently the stories are kind of mixed because like the Watchmen are just like a very different type of characters, right? Like I guess I could see that not as the final boss. I could see like a Dr. Manhattan somewhere like a background or something because he's just like a easy CGI character, but
big floating cock.
Yeah, Ezra has to run on it.
Let me pitch something to you guys. What about a CW crossover? I only say this because Ezra did appear in the CW with that Flash in that one scene. Did you know that, Kirkland?
I did not.
You remember, Taylor, we talked about this like 10 minutes ago when we were talking about Grant Gustin. Why don't you bring
I don't know
then?
who Grant Gustin is.
That's the guy who plays the Flash.
In the CW?
I even asked that question, Taylor.
And I even brought up, I even said like, oh, he got to be in the show, or they got to be in the show. Grant doesn't get to be in the movie. We went through this whole thing.
Okay, good. We're brought up to speed then.
Yeah. Everybody's up to speed now. Thanks, Taylor.
Other than the CW, leave that one alone. What do you have anyone else, Taylor? Cameo-wise?
I mean, I'm just pulled up like a list here, and you guys kind of touched upon it. I mean, I doubt we see a Constantine, maybe a Jonah Hex. You never know.
Constantine would be fun. Yeah.
Forgot Jonah Hex.
Jonah
Ganu
Hex,
in there. That'd be
very great.
I don't know. Just give me Oswald Cobblepot again. Danny DeVito.
I was gonna say, yeah, that is like the one I could actually see happening. I don't know. I just feel like DeVito immediately would be down. He's like, yeah, I still got the penguin outfit.
I want him to have like the little Batmobile cart in his little trailer. I saw that again.
Chasing Ezra's Flash. Swamp Thing, yeah, they could be. That thing is again where I could see like you could have a Swamp Thing CGI character. It doesn't have to be any version, right? It's just like, oh, that's Swamp Thing, So. Let's.
Get V for Vendetta in there. That would be a cool
No, that's kind of like Watchmen. I don't think they'll touch that. I think it'll be by itself. Yeah. All right. Summer Hansey asks, how many times do you think Batman will reference his films? And if you're looking for a specific number, that's where it gets interesting. But I think.
What does that mean exactly? Like an event from his film, or like
I would say like
that great movie from 1989.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think Gotham. I think it would mean like, oh, when I lost Alfred, like that sort. Well, I'm not sure. I guess that's in between the times, right? How many times will it get nuts? Hopefully, it's just once. But I'll say it's tough. If you're saying just anything from the movie, like I said, if he talks about like what happened to him and Michelle Pfeiffer, what happened to him and Alfred, Gordon, stuff like that. That stuff in between Returns and Now, then I'm saying it's plus 10. If you're saying just specifically like, oh, there's this one time I fought this penguin guy, I think that could be under 10. Obviously, Let's Get Nuts, we're already at 1, but I think if it's specifically, oh, one time I, fought this guy named the Joker, I think that's under 10. But if it's that stuff plus the canon that happened in between, I think we're looking at 10 plus. And I want that. I know it's not Michael's movie, but at the same time, if we don't get him again, I do want to know, what happened to Alfred. I want to know, why does he look like Gandalf the White with his massive beard and everything like that? What happened to Catwoman? Did he bump into her again? So I really hope Fuck. I'm really worried because Muschietti said they had to delete some stuff about like some information in between Keaton's time, and I don't like that. It's the same way as like it pissed me off, which I get it, that they had more stuff written for Toby and Spider-Man, and he was like, I kind of want to leave that stuff like up to interpretation. I was like, ugh, like I'd like to know more and stuff. So I mean, I'll just at least say over 10 just to be safe.
I can imagine a lot of things being cut to just because he did so many other scenes, and how many other references are going to be in like the Batgirl, Aquaman 2, all that kind of stuff, right? That had to be cut, which is very sad.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, so that could take his counter down.
Do you have a number? Taylor?
I said over 10.
I heard you,
Taylor,
Travis.
okay.
Taylor was going.
Oh, I'm just filling the
I could
dead
go.
silence in the.
Sorry, so what is the counter again? Sorry.
So it's Grant Gustin's The Flash. No, how many times do you think Batman will reference his films, Michael Keaton?
You think 10 times? Ooh.
Over 10, yeah.
Over 10. They're gonna play it up. You got Keaton in here. I think there's gonna be at least 15.
I thought you were gonna say 50 for a second. Just every line
Quotes
he
the whole
says.
movie.
Yeah, remember
Just
that
redubbed
scene?
from it.
Word for word from the script.
I once banged Vicky on this table over here.
I'm gonna do before I get to my number.
This is where
I'm
I
gonna
hang
do,
upside down.
I was gonna say I think that will actually be in the movie
No
at some
way.
point. I do think so.
Old
I
man
think
Keaton just.
he's like, I don't know, a line is back, like just some explanation to kind of reference that, because it's just such a weird thing that he's done, and hopefully enough people are wanting that as much as me. But for number wise, you guys
By
chose
the way, next
two
week,
guess
check
numbers.
out our commentary track. We'll be dropping for the public. So there you go.
There you go. 10, 15.
20? You got
I
20
don't want to
in
be a
the crowd?
follower. Yeah, I think 20 is too much though. I think under 20 is a healthy, like, can I do a vote like that? Is that cheating if I just do under 20? Because technically that's, maybe I'll go 10 to 20 to really be just
Bastard.
neutral. Yeah. I don't know. Because I think it could very easily surpass 10. And it depends on like how quick some of them are. Like you could probably get the counter up that way. I don't know. Okay, just to have an actual number, I'll say 12.
There you go. I didn't pick an actual number, so.
Pick
you
10.
have to.
Well, now you have to.
No, I said over 10.
Oh,
But now
over
you
10.
have to.
So I just need 10 and then jump over.
12 and 15's taken, by the way.
Over 10. That's what I said. If anything, I'll go 11. Yeah, and then let's see. So the usual, is anyone going to die? Stuff like that. I don't think so that anybody that is inconsequential to or the people that will, it's like Zod. And like, I don't
Barry's
think.
mom.
Ben Affleck. Get me away from this franchise. Kill me off, please.
But we just introduced
He
time
like
travel.
dies
Ben.
as Bruce Wayne too, like not even a suit or anything exciting. Just
He just has
car
a heart
crash.
attack.
heart attack. He had some bad things happened in a plastic surgery bed. It's just some surgical error. That's how he died.
He's like, no, it's like from erectile dysfunction pills or something. That's what takes Batman down. Just trying to get a hard on.
His heart couldn't take all the Viagra. He was
Yeah.
pumping.
Just boner in the bad suit. But I don't know what.
There's like a sheet over his corpse with just a heart on.
I don't know what's gonna happen because that goes in the ending as far as like when Barry gets back, is the world the exact same and that was just the adventure? Is it changed? Does he end up in a different universe or something? I don't know. I'll just shout out this because it was the past topic, but I like the point is hopefully Michael Keaton's Batcave, they'll honor comics of all the criminals he fought, like the giant dinosaur, the Penny, maybe see some other appearance of rogues. I would love that, where I don't know if we'll get the Penny, but I would love, my worry is so far what we've seen in the Batcave, it doesn't look like that type of Batcave, but that's to me, it's a fanboy miss, but to me, if you're directing a Batman that's been doing this for 30 years and he doesn't have the trophies, to me that to me is a guy you missed the mark there. Like make him, like he always has trophies in his Batcave, put him in there. So I hope, but yeah, I don't know about like I said, I think other than Zod and his people, I don't know. And yeah, Taylor joked like Barry's mom, but like I don't think there's going to be much death, considering even though it is this big event film, technically it's still the first of a franchise. Now it could be the last, but I think with it being designed, like I don't think you'd lose anybody. So I really don't think many people.
Story-wise, would it be like, could it go that route of if they killed off a Barry, like one of the Barrys actually dies and then the other one survives? Or is
I
that
could
like
see-
major consequences story-wise?
Well, I guess it depends what they do for their time travel multiverse rules, but yeah, I could see the Newberry biting it.
Newberry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Taylor.
Real
quick on the pickup there today.
I didn't know I was going. I could be along with.
Gustin dies for a scene. Hey, other Flash.
I could get on board with another, like the other secondary.
Just man's cock just squishes him.
I can see.
I was gonna say he dies how like in The Boys, that one super fast guy. He just explodes that character.
The one other Ezra possibly, but I think they're both going to come out of this alive, both Flashes. So, yeah, I feel like the only victims are going to be the villains, those are the casualties, and probably like a lot of innocent bystanders as Zod just fucking like rebuilds this planet with his fucking tech.
Well, the good thing is though, this final battle looks to be like in a desert or something, right? So lack of civilians to hurt.
That's true. I mean, I do love a good desert battle. So.
Do you? Give me your top three. You can't give me Jay-Z songs. Give me
top
your
three. Transformers, Revenge of the
Transformers
Fallen.
2. Transformers
definitely,
2. Okay.
Definitely number one there for a desert battle. Number two, sorry. I'd probably go. What was that movie called?
Transformers
Warriors
1.
Warriors Way. That was another good desert battle. And then, just to pass along here, I'll say Transformers 1.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, I'm like, does like Geonosis kind of count? It's a little sandy.
I would count that. I would count something from The Mummy too. I'm surprised you didn't throw any of those
Mummies,
in there.
that's a good one. Yeah.
We'll go through an official ranking. I'll put more thought.
Yeah, come to Patreon soon. Top 10 desert fights.
Desert battles.
Put that behind the paywall.
Do you think they will use the return of Zod to comment on the whole Superman killed Zod controversy? No, I don't think they're gonna breach that. I don't think so. I'm more curious to see what they do with Keaton, because I'm going to see if they're going to make him a Batman that doesn't kill. And if they do, like what I don't want, hear what I want. And this is what to me should happen. It shouldn't be what you want, but still it should be like, yeah, I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger, but I'm not that type of guy anymore. I hope it's just not, I don't kill people. And they never talk about how he just used to fucking murk all of Gotham to save the day.
He's got like Killmonger, scars on him.
These are kills. I'm a pacifist now. I've never killed anybody. So that's my interesting, because obviously that's the big Batman kill. But I just don't know what commentary they could do about the next snapping. I guess the only thing you could do, which would piss a lot of people off, is because everyone always argues, right, that Zod's about to kill that family and Superman's doing that, right? And everyone's like, why doesn't he fly away? Why doesn't he cover his eyes? And yet, and I know people always go, oh, it's his first day. And I always go, oh, it's the script. You can change whatever you want. Like, Superman could do whatever you want. He's not a real character. Zach could literally be like, and he flew him up the sky and put him in a prison, and that's it. I don't really care about it. But what would piss them off if they're in the same position and Kara does fly up or does stop, if there is something where he stops them without killing him, I think still people may, I think they're taking a shot of us because she didn't kill him. She's better than our Superman. So I actually hope it kind of happens. I think there'll be a scene where Supergirl's going to snap. Barry's and Barry will stop her. That could work. But yeah, I think that would happen. I kind of want it to, just to see people throw a hissy fit and be like, fuck Andy Muschietti. He must hate the Snyder films, even though he's using all this iconography from the Snyder stuff. But, whatever.
I had a very ridiculous thing to comment on, but I completely forgot about it when you were going on about that.
Manhattan's cock?
No, it wasn't Manhattan's cock. I think it was cock.
Neck snapping. Zod's cock. Is she going to just snap that? She's not going to snap his neck, snap his cock. That would stop him.
Grabs it. Crunch.
Yeah. He ain't
it's
doing
like a terrible audio effect too, in the theater. Just
he ain't doing no laser eyes and someone rips his dick off, I'll tell you that much. Clark should have thought of that, Man of Steel.
I'll just put it out there. This Kara seems exceptionally more... she's definitely, I feel like there's definitely superhero vibes from her, but I definitely feel like this is a woman that gives no fucks. She's look where she was held hostage. She's
going to say it's woke.
No, she's going to absolutely fucking kill people. She's going to rip people in half. She's going to give no fucks.
Okay, she's not ripping anybody in half.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Zod's cock, but not.
Look where she was kept, though.
It's the Mortal Kombat zoom in. Fatality.
This movie just like Batfleck dies with a boner. Barry runs up at Hancock. Zod's cock ripped off. Michael Keaton's like, mine doesn't work anymore. Like it's just very cock. Like
10% on Rotten Tomatoes. All the reviews.
Why
all
do
the
people
interviews
like this movie?
Yeah, why do you have so many phallic imagery in the in this movie?
The two Barrys like sword fight or whatever. But, let's see. So what do we think? I mean, this kind of ties into what do we think? We've talked about canvas, talked about box office to end us off here. What do we think is going to be like the ending, the resolution? Like, does Barry just go back and because the whole thing is he's trying to time travel to save his mom, right? Does he go back and the world changes? Does he go back and be like, it's completely normal, but he's learned a lesson of like, I can't do that. Because I feel like that usually happens in these stories that they say bye to their mom and then he goes back to his world.
Yeah.
He's like, supposed to be this way. Does he end up in a different dimension? Does it end up in like a flashpoint where everything's changed? I don't think so because I think that was the original ending when they were doing Batgirl where Michael Keaton, I think what the original ending was, so spoilers for this because I don't think this is the ending anymore. The original ending was supposed to be they travel back in time. He goes back to his universe. And Keaton was there as Batman and Affleck was gone. So Barry had fucked that up where Keaton's Batman was like, what the fuck? Like, why am I here?
Cock or no cock?
What? Yeah, it's in this universe, it's massive.
It's incorporated into the suit.
It's like, when Jamie Foxx goes from like Amazing Spider-Man to MCU and he's like hot Jamie Foxx, that's Michael Keaton. Like he just is like fucking horse cock. But anyways, that was the original ending was Keaton was in the DCU as the Batman, and that's why he betrayed Batgirl, and Batfleck was supposed to be like lost in the cosmos. Obviously, they canceled Batgirl. That's not happening anymore. They're doing Batman Brave and the Bold. So I don't think there's going to be any like our universe is impacted forever. I think it's going to be the classic comes back and like, well, now I know I can never do that again, and I've learned a valuable lesson in life, and yet and I don't know, and I guess we can incorporate to an end credit. I don't know what that's going to be. I've heard people that they were keeping it a surprise. Then once critics saw it, were like, man, it was fine. So I wouldn't expect to like, the new Superman walks out and is like, I need to talk to you, Barry. Like, I don't think it's going to be that. I think they're going to play it pretty safe because I don't think they want to connect yet. As we talk about the box office, it's not a sure thing. So
yeah, I could see it being like relatively resolved, but then the real.
Good name. Stop the insanity. It says the original ending was Keaton having a horse penis. Yeah, look it up. Go on Reddit. It's all around.
It's all around. I could see it being relatively like contained, but then there's something that something that has this new world like not as original as what he left in. Like, basically just like laying out some breadcrumbs for if they do want to like bring it back for a sequel. That's the trajectory that they're going. I mean, you're already saying that they've been writing the sequel already, so they do have some idea. But hopefully
pre-gun though. Remember,
true.
And he's axed Henry. He's axed Cal. He's axed a lot of people.
He's axed all the penis, all the penis inclusions.
You think Gunn would like that, but no.
But like, I still think that if they have a sequel idea, like they could pull from those ideas to just lead off in something that isn't a hard trajectory. Just no pun intended there. But yeah, no, I think it'll be something that's like, look at that. Like we could carry on in this adventure, but not so much.
Keaton with his massive cock. Look at that. Right? Getting cock. What's it feel like to watch The Flash getting cock? Family Clay says, I want one of two things. I want either Barry to be lost in the Speed Force and have a rebirth mode like in the middle of James Gunn's DCU, which I'm excited one day when we do comic book versions again one day. The Flash and rebirth mode, it's this great thing where he's like stuck in it's because they do reboots in comics, but this particular Flash is like stuck in the Speed Force for like decades, and he finally gets out. It's like this very emotional, like really well done story of like, fuck, this guy's been like lost for so long, and like people didn't remember him, and then when he comes back, it's really well done. Don't think that's going to happen. And then, or be in a different timeline. I would like that because I feel like that is very similar to what they did to Tom Hardy at the end of No Way Home, where he was there and they kept the symbiote and kicked him. I think I would like that, to keep that door open, because I would like it to the point where James Gunn DCU pops off, and then when they do their No Way Home and stuff like that, that's when you pull back Henry, or that's when you pull back like what they're doing now with Keaton, right? Like I do think one day Henry will play Superman again. I think unfortunately it's just going to be like in 20 years when he's older and we're like, man, I wish we had this. Like, I think these will happen again, barring the DCU success. So I would like if he was stuck somewhere, but I think it's just going to be a happy doodah ending of like, well, how can I fix things?
That's a crazy concept to just even fathom, knowing that, yes, we have films now that are touching upon characters that came back in like the 80s. And just to think 20 years from now, you could have a film that touches back like over a franchise of 60 years, incorporating characters and bringing characters. Like, it's just nuts to think about.
Yeah, we're already like, we're seeing it happen. We got Keaton, but like Andrew and Toby, like we're seeing different eras. That's the aughts, the 2010s. Keaton's the 80s and stuff like that. Like if Secret, like Wolverine, like Hugh Jackman, he's a part of that 2000s. I know he just retired, but still he's a part of that. Whoever else they get back. So it's just, it's a thing. S. Bubs says the post credits James Gunn walking into the room, breaking the fourth wall, and telling the audience this movie isn't canon anymore. That'd be great. And everyone would be like, "What the fuck is that?" Movie ends with Barry going to the universe where Bruce Wayne never became Batman and Barry became the Prowler. Oh, whoa. Shit, that'd be huge. Taylor, to close us off, any last thoughts on what you think the ending or post credits could be?
Well, I got a chat GPT that says what that is.
Oh, right. We should went through that. I meant to throw that earlier. Thank you. Okay, so give us your thoughts and then do the chat.
So my thoughts, I really don't know what we're going to get for an ending. I think it could be probably something more lighthearted, something kind of like, you know, a little few differences. I like the idea of Michael Keaton's Batman being the Batman in lieu of Ben Affleck. I think that's a great way to kind of like oust him and move forwards.
It's gone now, though.
Keaton. It's gone now. Doing a... it would be cool to have something kind of touch upon, and I know they would never do this, though, sadly, but the timeline that was in... like the Snyder Cut ending.
Oh, the nightmare? He just gets stuck in the nightmare timeline?
Yeah, that'd be so cool if he got stuck there or something like that. It'd just be so weird and different. But
well, that's what I thought about today as I was watching Justice League, that I hope, because obviously I don't think we're getting Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I don't think we're getting maybe a comic book or some one day, but I hope in the future if we do a multiverse film, wouldn't that be sick if you end up in like a bad universe, right? Like all these movies always have that, like a bad timeline, this or that. That to me is like the prime bad timeline to end up in. Like imagine 10 years from now, there's a time travel movie in DC. They end up in this place that's like rattered. It's all bad. And it's a fucking nightmare timeline and Affleck's there and Godot. Like I really hope that happens one day. Cause that's the perfect, like it's already set up as like, hey, it's kind of like a joke, but literally this DCU universe is supposed to like go to shit, right? So that'd be kind of cool if like you end up there, you're like, fuck, like that'd be such a cool, they probably couldn't keep it a secret. So I hope one day that happens. And that would be great if he ended up there, because that's a good like end point, but I don't think they'll touch it.
I think it's cool because you have all these, several different films now. I mean, maybe just two. I guess just two. But just have another one in there, just of another perspective or area of just that nightmare realm. And yeah, just like... I know it would never happen, but exactly what you said. Give us that just one-off nightmare film and use that as like a conclusion to whatever like Zack Snyder created. Just I think you could have so much fun with it. Mm-hmm. So,
all right,
he enters the nightmare world and he looks over. He sees Bruce Wayne just chilling there, looking all sad. With his Phoenix tattoo. They actually have that in the movie.
Fuck yeah. He's like, I've been bunking with Joker for too long. Yeah. He keeps putting me to sleep and putting me these tattoos and stuff like that.
Batman? I haven't heard that name in years.
Thank God Ben's doing better. Thank God. Yeah. Sometimes. So as usual, we do on predictions now. The chat, GTB, whatever the fuck it's called. I always screw it up. So Taylor, can you ask what was the specific question you gave it?
So, write me a synopsis for The Flash following the events of Zack Snyder's Justice League. That I wanted to be a little bit more specific here. That includes, again, the multiple other DC characters, multiple DC timelines with alternate variants and stuff like that.
Pause 1 second, too, because we didn't talk about this. Do you think that they will make it known that this is like the Snyderverse is canon, or do you think they're going to play it down the middle and not acknowledge it all? Because everyone's like, well, what are they going to reference, right? Because there's stuff that happens in the Snyder cut that doesn't happen in the Justice League cut. I personally think they're going to make it that it's like you could look at it either way, that they'll never say no, but they're not going to have a clear like, hey, remember that specific like Remember how Cyborg's dad dies in Snyder Cut but lives in Justice League? I don't think you'll ever just get, Silas Young is here. Like, I think it's going to be right down the middle that people argue about for 10 years, but it won't really fucking matter.
I think you're right. I think it'll just be right down the middle. It won't really put its peas into one pod.
Yeah, like kind of like what we talked about with the Daredevil Netflix, where it sounds like they're going to be referencing some stuff, but it's not the exact same. It's just kind of up to you. Kirkland, you in agreement? So you think they're going to do a hard, no, the Snyder Cut's canon. Man, if they do Justice League, imagine that. Fuck, everyone have a heyday.
Yeah, I think it'll be left for not really interpretation, just like blanket
up in the air.
Yeah, exactly. That it could be either, and I just think that's the best business route to go, because if there is Justice fans versus Snyder fans, like, you're not really aggravating anyone.
Theater breaks on a fight with Ezra PWO just leading the charge. That's why I just want to ask, because you specifically said Taylor a sequel to his cut, so we might get some differences if you were to do the Justice League, but that's fine. This is so you just said featuring DC characters, not Keaton's Batman.
Other DC characters. So, I think the interesting thing here is yes, like, well, I'll get into it, because it's funny. It's funny how this script actually pieced things together. And you have to know, ChatGPT only goes up to like 2019 or 2020 or some year like that, so it doesn't go all the way up to current times. Yeah, okay. So the title, I love when it gives us titles. The Flash, Crisis Unleashed.
All right, playing off so like Crisis on Infinite Earths is a DC event, so okay, sure.
And then we have synopsis. After the events of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Barry Allen, a.k.a. The Flash, finds himself grappling with the fallout from the multiverse-altering events. Eager to explore the depths, I think he means when he turns back time or something like that. Or,
but see, that's the thing. In Justice League, that doesn't happen. So they could, if they ever say, hey, remember when I turned back time, that'd be a Snyder Cut thing. That didn't happen.
That's true.
So we'll find out. But okay, so go continue.
Eager to explore the depths of his powers and fix the timeline, Barry embarks on a perilous journey across multiple DC timelines, encountering alternate variants of familiar heroes and villains.
Nice.
In this epic adventure, Barry's primary objective is to prevent the impending crisis that threatens to unravel the fabric of reality itself. The Speed Force becomes his gateway to various timelines, allowing him to navigate the multiverse in search of answers and solutions. Along the way, he encounters different versions of his fellow heroes and is forced to confront his own fear and insecurities. As Barry races through the timelines, he encounters an array of alternate DC characters. He crosses paths with a hardened and battle-worn Batman, who has become an instrumental figure in leading a resistance against an authoritarian regime. Barry's alliance with this alternate Batman proves crucial in his quest to restore order across the timelines. Meanwhile, he encounters Supergirl, a Kryptonian survivor.
I'm superhero.
A Kryptonian survivor who, in his timeline, was raised on Earth by the military. Together, they form a powerful bond as Barry helps her navigate the complexities of her powers while she aids him in his mission. Yep. During his journey, Barry also encounters alternate versions of Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Green Lantern, each of whom offers unique perspectives and assistance. They come from timelines where
it's very safe script so far, ChatGPT. I'd say that there, yeah.
They come from timelines where their worlds were reshaped by unforeseen events, and their experiences enrich Barry's understanding of the multiverse. As Barry races against time, he discovers that an entity known as the Anti-Monitor. Have you heard of that before?
Yep.
A powerful cosmic being who seeks to devour entire realities is the source of the crisis. He must gather all his speed and ingenuity to unite the various heroes from different timelines and face this formidable threat head-on. The Flash's mission is not only to save the multiverse, but also to confront his own personal demons and insecurities. Throughout this journey, he learns that his powers and role as a hero are not defined solely by his speed, but by his compassion, determination, and ability to inspire hope. Quotations. The Flash, Crisis Unleashed, is an exhilarating and emotional roller coaster that explores the boundless possibilities of the DC multiverse, showcasing the strength and resilience of its iconic characters in the face of extraordinary challenges. With high-stakes action, surprising twists, and heartfelt character arcs, the film sets the stage for a new era of interconnected storytelling within the DC universe. Doesn't end there.
I was going to say, this one proves why we should be paying the writers to get off strike and whatnot. How many times they said met an array of DC characters in this one?
Oh, lots.
To deal with his own insecurities.
Yeah.
He's very insecure, Barry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
cock, it's pretty small.
Write me a post-credit scene that takes place after the film.
Yeah.
The screen fades into a dimly lit room filled with computer monitors displaying various images and data. The camera pans across the room, revealing a mysterious figure sitting in a high-tech chair. Their face obscured by shadows.
It's always.
It's the Goblin King. They seem to be monitoring the events unfolding in different timelines.
Okay.
Suddenly, a holographic image of Barry Allen, the Flash, appears before the figure. The figure leans forward, clearly intrigued by what they see. A deep, ominous voice resonates through the room. The figure says, "So, the Flash has discovered the secrets of the multiverse. Fascinating." The camera slowly zooms in on the figure's gloved hand, which rests on the armrest of the chair. A distinctive ring with a lightning bolt emblem catches the light. It appears that the time has come for me to take my presence known, or to me to make my presence known, sorry. The figure clenches their fist, causing the lightning bolt on the ring to glow with a sinister energy. A crackling surge of power envelopes the figure, revealing the iconic costume of the Reverse Flash.
Oh, sure.
Reverse Flash. The Speed Force belongs to me, Barry Allen, and I'm sure that you and your newfound allies pay for meddling with the multiverse.
It was me, Barry. It was me, Barry. The game didn't cross my mind once. Dire predictions.
You remember when that woman touched your thigh and you came right away? It was me, Barry. It was me the whole time.
The scene ends with the Reverse Flash's maniacal laughter echoing through the room, hinting at the thrilling conflicts and confrontations that lie ahead for the Flash and his allies in future installments of the DC universe.
Okay, I want to get more wild here because we may never ask this again because of the movie. I want you to put in, write whatever you do, synopsis, a Batman Beyond movie starring Michael Keaton. I want to see if he'll accept that one. Then we'll end off there. Because that movie definitely not what we're getting here about Batman leading some society. I like that they did shout out Batman and Supergirl specifically, but that felt like the safest DC movie in the world right there.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Okay,
ChatGPT, you got to do better than that. Come on.
Let me just make sure I got this right. Write me a synopsis for a Batman Beyond movie starring Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah, because this may be the last time we talk about Michael Keaton's Batman until the review, so or like till after the review, I guess.
It's pumping it out. Okay.
Good. Let's see what we get here.
Interesting. Okay.
This may come if the writers don't get paid. They might be like, hey,
Welcome.
Okay. It's still generating.
perfect.
Fill the dead air for a second.
Fill the dead air.
Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that, honestly. I like another Barry in the film to just have like reverse, like not as a main antagonist, but just like going through the multiverses. You see that yellow suit.
Well, Reverse Flash is not Barry Allen, just so you know, to save yourself some.
Okay,
some
there you
marks.
go.
It's
Then fuck me,
Eobard
right?
Thawne. Yeah, he's a guy that lots of people want in this movie, but it doesn't look like it's doesn't look like it's happening.
I like the version more if it actually went like another, like again, you would have to rewrite the character, but like another Ezra as like an evil version though. I think that's fun.
What if this Ezra's evil? Like one of the other, what if we meet another Ezra that's evil?
The PWO Ezra?
The PWO
the
Flash.
Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Instead of like a reverse Flash, so he's just wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
It was me, Ezra.
So right now, you ready there?
I'm ready if you are, and I got the post credits scene there for you. That's
a mysterious figure. Yeah, and a post perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
it
let's
was
do
me
this.
all along. Barry.
Dimly lit room.
Reverse Flash again. Yeah.
Okay, let's see this.
This should be a good one.
Batman Beyond. Return
I'm just
of the
excited to see Return of the Night. Oh, okay, not bad. I think you can just.
Night.
How did it spell night?
KNI.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Okay. This will be good because I'm excited to see if it actually takes Terry McGinnis or what it does. So, yeah, give it to us.
So it takes place in a dystopian future where Bruce Wayne, portrayed by Michael Keaton, has retired as Batman and Gotham City has fallen into chaos. The story follows a young man named Terry McGinnis,
Yeah,
a troubled teenager who stumbles
start.
upon the Batcave and discovers Bruce's secret identity. Terry, haunted by personal tragedy, takes up the mantle of Batman under Bruce's guidance, becoming the new protector of Gotham City. Together, they form an unlikely partnership as Terry learns the ropes of crime fighting and faces a formidable threat that tests his resolve and determination. In this thrilling adventure, a new villain emerges, threatening to unleash havoc upon the city. Derek Powers.
Yes, Derek Powers.
Who is Derek Powers? Sounds like an Austin Powers.
He's Blight. He becomes in Batman Beyond. Have you ever seen the villain that's green and he like glows and stuff like that? He's Norman Osborn. Like his the whole thing, his skin's falling off under his skin. He's like a radioactive. We'll pull him up after, but okay, this is going well so far.
When I heard Derek Powers, I just thought the Ant-Man villain, like the yellow jacket
from Ant-Man 1.
That's his name, right? Derek or Darren or something.
Darren Cross. Yeah,
there you go. Okay, carry on.
At least I died an Avenger.
A powerful industrialist has undergone a transformation, becomes the menacing Blight. With his vast resources and advanced technology, Blight aims to exert control over Gotham and eliminate anyone who stands in his way. As Terry struggles to fill Bruce's legendary boots, he grapples with the responsibilities and challenges of being Batman in a futuristic world. His suit, enhanced with cutting-edge technology, grants him increased strength, agility, and an array of gadgets, but it is his determination and sense of justice that truly define him as the Dark Knight. Throughout the film, Terry's journey is interwoven with the past as Bruce Wayne shares stories of his time as Batman. The legacy of Batman, its triumphs and sacrifices, become central to Terry's character development, shaping him into a worthy successor to the iconic cape and cowl. Terry also encounters a host of characters from Batman's past, including an older Barbara Gordon, now a seasoned commissioner of Gotham City Police Department. She becomes a vital ally to Terry.
It's pretty much just taking from the show. Like, literally, it's just ripped off the show and put it into a movie. Yeah.
Offering guidance and support as he navigates the dangerous world of vigilantism. As the battle against Blight intensifies, Terry faces personal challenges, discovering his own unique strengths and learning to trust his instincts. The film delves into themes of identity, legacy, and enduring power of the Batman symbol to inspire hope in the face of adversity. Batman Beyond, Return of the Night, combines thrilling action sequences, breathtaking visuals of a futuristic Gotham City, and a gripping storyline that pays homage to the rich Batman mythos while pushing the boundaries of the character's legacy. With Michael Keaton reprising his iconic role, this film serves as a bridge between the past and the future, showcasing the enduring legacy of Batman and the continued fight for justice.
This sounds exactly like the garbage that gets put out sometimes, like just the synopsis there. Oh, there you go. Another safe one from ChatGPT. So they probably know our episodes. They don't like us making fun of them and stuff like this.
Yeah, it's AI, man. It's always learning.
Yeah, what's this end credit? Let's end here.
Post-credit scene. The screen fades into a dark alley in Gotham City. Rain pouring down heavily, lightning flashes, illuminating the silhouette of a figure standing atop a building. Of course. Overlooking the city, it's Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne, his face partially hidden by the shadows of his cowl.
Oh, his cowl. I thought it was just Bruce Wayne.
His suit.
In the alley. Yeah. Go ahead. What's he doing here?
As the camera zooms in, a mysterious voice echoes through the alley. Impressive work, Terry. You've proven yourself as Gotham's new Dark Knight. Terry McGinnis in his Batman Beyond suit emerges from the darkness and stands before Bruce, a mix of exhaustion and determination on his face. Thanks, Bruce. I couldn't have done it without your guidance. Bruce nods approvingly, a hint of pride in his eyes. Gotham needs a protector now more than ever. But remember, Terry, the city is bigger than any one person. You'll need allies to carry on the fight. I understand. I won't let you down, Bruce. Bruce places a gloved hand on Terry's shoulder. I know you won't. Now let's get back to work. Suddenly, a bat signal
Wait. So he gave up the whole movie's about training Terry to be Batman, but at the end, Batman's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be Batman again."
Yeah, he's got his
no doubt what he was missing.
You're gonna need allies, so I'm coming back as Batman, Terry.
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna be Robin now.
I'm Batman. You're Batman Beyond. You're not the same thing. Anyways, continue.
Suddenly, a bat signal illuminates the night sky, casting a symbol of hope over the city. The camera pans up to reveal Commissioner Barbara Gordon standing on the rooftop of the Gotham City Police Department building, signaling for Batman's help. Terry and Bruce exchange determined looks, ready to answer the call. The scene ends with Terry and Bruce leaping off the rooftop, silhouetted against the city skyline as they embark on a new chapter of their partnership, protecting Gotham as the dynamic duo of Batman and Batman Beyond.
Oh, it's good to see you again, Batman. Yes, and here's my sidekick, Batman Beyond. I love that. This is how lazy ChatGPT's getting. The end credit's just like a scene ripped out of the movie, put at the end credit, which I guess Marvel does sometimes. So credit to them.
Especially like the dialogue. It's like, thanks, Bruce. Sound like
out in public.
Impressive work, Terry.
Thanks, Bruce.
But Gotham needs a protector now more than ever. You know, you're gonna need allies, so I'm coming back.
Oh, could you ask that? Can you ask who's directing this movie? Give us a sense of style. I guarantee the easy answer is Tim Burton. I guarantee you just fucking cops out and says Tim Burton.
Oh, the movie Batman Beyond Return of the Night is directed by Matt Reeves.
Shit.
So I wonder, does he do the Batman 2 or does he leave that to go do Batman?
Oh, he's
Beyond
leaving. He's doing this
side project. I could do 2 Batman in the same movie.
He probably gets passed and play Terry.
Teams up with Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Can you ask who's playing Terry McGuinness? Yeah, that's
Since we're here.
Yeah, I may as well. Fuck. God damn.
How do I spell his last name again?
It's a McGinnis, like the drink.
Definitely different spelling.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. What do I know?
Well, the casting of the role of Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, has not been officially announced. Well, no fucking shit.
What do they know that we don't?
Oh my God. A popular choice among fans and a potential candidate for the role could be actor Timothy Chalamet.
You know what? I guarantee
they got an explanation here. Timothy's youthful energy, acting range, and ability to bring depth to his character could make him a compelling choice to portray Terry McGinnis. However, please note. Sorry, please note this casting choice is speculative. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Chalamet to me is that guy. He's going to be able to play anything, so he would be good. I guarantee you, because he's white and a little taller and he has the black hair, he would get a lot of fan casts. So you know what? That's not out of the realm of possibility there. But wow, there you go. Well, we did it. We did the flash predictions that devolved into some chat GPT, whatever the fuck it's called. GPT? What the fuck? GPT. Because we only talk about like once every 2 months. I just completely forget about, But what are you putting in there now, Taylor?
I'm just curious to know what the GeekVerse podcast is. No, it doesn't.
No.
How long is Dr. Manhattan's penis?
Yeah, ask that. It's like reported to authorities, and his computer like shuts down.
They just kick in through the window.
Yeah. We just see his door just collapse. Taylor gets arrested live on air.
We're like, all right, that's it for the episode. We'll tune in for the review.
It flagged me. It said this content violates our policy, so I'm flagged.
Does that mean you can't search ever again?
No, I can search again. I'm still in here. But it just gave me an alternate thing. Like, he's from the graphic novel Watchmen and all that kind of stuff.
Find out his cock size there.
Our discussions about explicit details such as the length of a character's genitalia are not appropriate or relevant. Well, it is in this case.
Yeah, it is. Oh, there you go. Espubs found Batman Beyond Timothy Chalamet edit right there.
Oh, God.
As
That's
always.
fucking crazy.
That's
his
Terry.
His head proportion to his body is very.
He's in it
without your guidance.
Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Bruce. Terry's in a massive shred. Like he's shredding a lot of weight for it to be the crime fighter and stuff.
Fuck that neck. It's tiny.
Looking
just
like
that voice.
Those
too,
cloners.
Making me think of like Robin's voice from Harley Quinn show.
Yeah. Are you watching it because it's on Netflix?
Yeah, started watching it. Shay and I are really, really loving it. It's great.
Good, yeah. I'm catching up on it because I'd seen season 1 but never 2 and stuff. So
it's phenomenal.
Oh boy.
I love
it. This is a better one. Here you go. Look at this. This is for the video people, but hang on. That's a better one right there. That's
the proportions
good.
are so much better.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks, Bruce. Couldn't have done without you. Now let's be Batman. You ready, Batman Beyond?
Okay.
I'm ready, Batman. It's Batman Beyond. We call Batman. Yeah, BB for short. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back. Well, the next couple of days and stuff, but of course for the Flash, we'll be back next week, going live, reviewing it. So look out for those podcast feeds. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the live chat. Promise you, it'll not be boring when you hear from us next time.